Christine from Plant Nation. How are you all? I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel or you happen to come by this video, welcome. And this channel is about the care and propagation and everything to do about plants. It's also a channel where you're most welcome to pop in your tips, your advice, your joy, your love about your plants, and just pop it down in the comment section. And today I'm going to be talking about Sanseveria, or also called the snake plant, and also called mother's tongue. I had to think again what their other names were. And if you do like this video, please consider subscribing. I would truly appreciate it. You'll be certainly helping one of your fellow plant lovers out, and will just help me make more videos. And don't forget to hit the likes button if you do like the video as well. Thank you so much. So yes, today I'm going to talk about Sanseveria, the snake plant, or also known as mother's tongue. I have a few varieties here. So the one on my right hand side is called a Sanseveria Laurenti. And to tell if it's a Laurenti is that the leaves are stalky, the other part is the edges. So the edges, when it's mature, it has a yellow rim around the edges. These front ones don't have yellow rims yet because these are just pups. So these are only about, I would say only about 3 months old. So they haven't actually developed the yellow rim yet. And this one here that I have in front of me, which is in quite a heavy pot, and these ones here are Sanseveria Hanai. And the front one is a variegated version, so the edges are yellow, and the back ones are green. And I find this one is very pretty because it reminds me of a flower. So let's start. So with Sanseveria, let's talk about watering. Watering, it's important to not overwater these plants. If you happen to overwater it, it's basically, you might as well kiss the plant goodbye, because it's very prone to root rot if it's overwatered. These plants live in areas where it's quite, it can be quite dry, so it doesn't require a lot of water. Also the leaves, these leaves actually here store a lot of water in it, so it is a type of succulent. The main part is that when it's dry, and to check if it's dry, I just use my finger and pop my finger as far down into the soil as possible. If I feel any sort of moisture, I definitely don't water the plants. If I'm not sure, I will leave it another few days and check again, because these plants, they're very drought tolerant, so it can handle a few days without watering. And when I do water it, I try and completely soak the water around the soil, and also make sure that the water is dripping out at the bottom. And if there's any excess water left, I actually tip that water away. I don't want any excess water staying in the pot, because it will continue to absorb water, or the soil will continue to become wet, and then it's more likely to end up with root rot, and the plant is more likely to die. If I do suspect there is any root rot happening, I would immediately repot the plant. So get rid of any dead or dying roots, and then get rid of any leaves I find that is starting to rot, and completely get rid of that, and then try and save the plant by repotting it. So when it comes to fertilizing, I do fertilize my snake plant. Some people don't, but I do like to fertilize it, especially if it's growing. I don't fertilize it a lot though. I tend to fertilize it. It has a little bit of, I would say, slow release fertilizer in the actual soil. But if it's in the growing season, then I would use probably about a quarter of the strength of a liquid fertilizer, and use that once a month to actually fertilize the plant. But I don't find that actually needs a lot of fertilizing, but it does help, especially like this one here. This one here actually has a lot of little baby pups growing out of it, so that's baby plants. So if I turn it around, there's actually one here, another one there, and one tiny little one, not sure you can see, it's at the very bottom. So I like to fertilize it once a month just to make sure that's actually getting enough nutrients to actually grow better. And when it comes to the soil, so soil, it likes very well draining soil. For myself, I use 40% premium potting mix, 40% cacti soil, and 20% perlite. If you do have a different combination that you like and you plant your Sanseveria in and it's working fantastic for you, I'd love to hear about it. Just pop in the comment section. It'll be great to hear what other people use for their soil, and I might even try it out one day. So yes, it likes well draining soil so that once again it doesn't sit into soggy water to avoid root rot. When it comes to light requirements, these plants often they're actually labeled as low light tolerant, and yes, they're low light tolerant, but they actually do like bright indirect sunlight. I think if you put it in direct sunlight, it will still survive, but there is still a chance that the leaves can burn. So I do like to put my Sanseveria in bright indirect sunlight. And at the moment, these ones are sitting very close to a south-facing window, and I actually find that they're loving that position there, so I most likely won't move it. It can tolerate a low light situation. It just means that the plant may not grow as quickly and the leaves may not be as large either, but it can survive compared to a lot of other plants in that low light condition. So when it comes to humidity, I don't think these plants actually care about anything about humidity. Haven't had to put it on trays of water with rocks or use a humidifier. I have popped it in areas where it's also dry. I don't think it really cares. So these plants here are very easy caring in that sense that it doesn't require any humidity requirement. So I think any sort of household would be fine. So let's talk about temperature. So Sanseveria can tolerate a whole range of temperature. That's another reason why these plants are very easy caring plants. So it can tolerate from 10 degrees all the way up to about 35 degrees. I wouldn't go anything, well, also when it comes to the two extremes, I think the plant will still tolerate it, but it won't actually thrive that well. So it means that the plant may not grow as quickly, or the leaves might not be as large, but it can still tolerate that region. The best temperature I find the Sanseveria thrive in my house anyway, is 25 degrees. When it goes to the lower temperatures compared to, like especially in winter, then it still survive, but I tend to find that it doesn't actually grow. So it's not producing leaves or it's not producing any baby pups. And when it comes to pests, well, I've had pest issue with this one, the Sanseveria laurenti. So this one here, I had issues with spider mites, and I had to use neem oil to get rid of it. And also I had to actually keep on washing its leaves. And then and at the moment, I think it's been okay, but I do check it regularly just to make sure there's no spider mites are happening. I've forgotten the last one, and it's repotting. So with repotting, Sanseveria like to be root bound. They don't like to be in a very big pot. And I think also making sure that it's root bound, it tends to produce little puffs. So this way you can actually propagate it. And to propagate a Sanseveria, you can do it by leaf cutting or by water propagation. I find it easier if the Sanseveria producing little baby plants, little puffs, than just to root divide it. So later on, like these ones here, I'll turn it around. So these are puffs. So these ones here are about 3 months old, And later on, once they're bigger, I can actually root divide it. So I can take these 3 ones out and actually make a new plant. I probably won't, because this plant's actually producing other little pups that I want to grow out. And honestly, I want this pot to be completely filled before I repot it. So that's my tips and guidance when it comes to taking care of Sanseveria. If you have any tips or how you take care of your Sanseveria, I'd love to hear about it. Just pop it in the comments section. It'll be fantastic to know how you take care of your plants. And you all have a fantastic day. And if you do like this video, please hit the likes button. It will truly help me out. And also, if you do like this channel, please consider subscribing. I truly appreciate it. And yes, you all have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you all on the next video. See ya. Bye.